What up, what up? It's Ace OG. Back with another topic, back with another video. So the title of this video is going to be 1 week after being furloughed. So admin notes. Thanks again to all the subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing these videos out to give you leverage to better yourselves. And I really mean that. So let's get into it. So 1 week after being furloughed. So today is Friday, someday in March. I think it's the 27th, I believe. Maybe the 28th. I think it's the 28th, yep, of 2025. And last Friday, I got furloughed from my job. And if anybody been following my channel, everybody knows why I got furloughed. So I don't need to get into the details. You can go back into my videos recently within the last 2 weeks and you'll see exactly why I got furloughed. But of course, I've been trying to find a job ever since then. You know, I don't like sitting down. I don't like not getting to the money, right? So I'm definitely out there, putting my resume out there. I had my resume already tweaked a little bit a couple months ago because I wasn't really thinking about leaving my job, but I wanted to make sure I had options because, you know, being a government contractor years before I got this salary job with a nonprofit, you know, government contracting was very volatile, even though the pay was very good. And a lot of times you made your own hours. As long as you, what I mean by made my own hours, meaning like I didn't have to come in at 8 o'clock every single day. I could have came in at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, didn't matter. As long as I got my hours in that day or my hours in that week, you had a lot of leeway, right? So that was definitely a perk with doing government contracting, especially in the IT field. In the IT field, you have a lot of leeway when it comes to other things. A lot of times you can even work remotely. And a couple of times I did do that. So government contracting definitely had its perks, but you know, the volatility of a government contract, meaning like, you know, somebody could tap you on your shoulder in the day and let you know, hey, you know, government contract is not working out right now. We got to let you go. We got to cut costs, whatever the case may be, right? And actually, that's the reason why I'm actually in the job I'm in right now that I got furloughed from, was because the last contract I was in, the recompete was being kind of crazy and people started jumping ship like rats off a sinking ship, right? Folks that had been there since the contract first started, which was like 10 years ago. These folks started to leave. So I'm like, man, something ain't right here. And I had only been there about 6 months, right? And when I see these top tier people leaving, it was a red flag. So I was like, you know, let me go ahead and start searching for some jobs. And this job I have right now with a nonprofit in DC actually fell in my lap. I wasn't even looking for this job. The recruiter contacted me, saw my resume, I think on Indeed, and you know, the rest is history. And I've been with this job, May or make 2 years. So it's a very good job. Unfortunately, right now, I'm being furloughed because of the executive order that Donald Trump initiated a couple weeks ago. So it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? You know, I understand why these things happen. I do understand a little bit about government and about policy and things of that nature. So, you know, the thing is a lot of times folks don't know how to separate their feelings from what's logical, right? I said it before in another video. So, am I mad and upset that the initiative happened? I mean, from a personal standpoint, no, because I understand the reason why it happened. But at the end of the day, you know, I definitely don't like my money being messed with, you know what I'm saying? Just like anybody else. Now, thank God I have savings and I have investments and some other things that let me float for a couple months, right? But a lot of folks at that job didn't have that option, right? A lot of folks were living paycheck to paycheck. And they got exposed very quickly because before we got furloughed, I'm seeing folks in the corner crying like babies. You know, I'm seeing worry on people's faces. I mean, it was a very sad situation. It really was, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them folks. I really believe at this point, I think that the furlough will be lifted eventually, but not before there's been some financial damage in these families. And it's very unfortunate. But, you know, a week since I've been furloughed actually has not been that bad. It really hasn't. You know, I've definitely been able to reflect on some things. Definitely been, like I said, putting in applications for more work. Been doing some things around the house. I've been able to spend some more time. My daughter's actually on summer break right now. I'm sorry, not summer, spring break right now from a private school. So as the time to spend with her. My two boys, we've been hanging out a little bit, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So things are lovely, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be furloughed and come home to an empty house. You don't have a family. It's another thing you come home furloughed and you have love you come home to from your family, and they understand that you're trying to get things straight, but at the end of the day, they still love you regardless, and they want the best for you, right? So I'm blessed. I really am. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing to complain about. Even though I don't have physically a job right now that's paying me money, do I have a lot to complain about? Not at all. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. I really am. So a couple of things that I want to say about being furloughed, and some of the things that have been revealed to me when it comes to, you know, being home, not having a job. And I think some of these tips you can actually use for yourself. Hopefully you don't get furloughed. Hopefully you don't get laid off, fired, or anything like that, right? But if you do, there are some things you definitely need to reflect on. Number one, the thing I definitely have been reflecting on is God. You know, making God more of a center in my life, being more prayed up, you know, just spending more time with Him. Because sometimes you got to realize that sometimes the things happen to you could be God trying to get your attention. A lot of times the rigors of life takes us away from a lot of things, and we take our eyes off what we're supposed to be having our eyes on. That's on God, right? So I really believe that, you know, that not to say that God actually did this for my benefit, you know, as far as me being furloughed, not having a job and not having any income coming in. But at the end of the day, I don't believe in happenstance. I don't believe in, you know, things just happen just randomly. Everything happens for a reason. And a lot of times our decisions that we make early in life can dictate these things. And it can produce an outcome that we may want or we may not want, right? But at the end of the day, anytime that you're at home and you have nothing to do, reflect on God. That's my personal opinion. That's my suggestion to you. You know what I'm saying? Definitely reflect on God if you're a spiritual person, and get closer to Him, because He has the answers. You don't have the answers. He has the answers. Another thing is, like I said before, I have more time to be with my family, and you know, being a man is it's really tough, man. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of women, I know men understand this. I don't have to, you know, to belabor the topic on that aspect. But women, I'm telling you, if you got a hardworking man, please take care of him. You know what I'm saying? Don't get on his nerves. You know what I'm saying? I understand the emotional aspect and some things he may not be doing that may get on your nerves, and there may be some things that he does that, you know, that doesn't really jive with what you need from him as far as like security and all these other things. But if he's a hardworking person, hardworking man, and he brings home the bacon, and he's bringing in most of the income, and you see he's trying to do his best, you know, to take care of you and the family, give him some leeway. You know what I'm saying? Give him some love. I'm not telling you to settle for less from him. I'm not saying it at all, because I trust and believe my wife don't take anything less from me other than success, right? And other than me taking care of her and the family. You know what I'm saying? She don't let me relax. In a sense, like me being on my job. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as like, you know, me like taking a break, taking a vacation, we're always going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I go to the store, and I could be going down the street, and I ask my wife, hey, you want to come with me? Me and my wife is like this. We always together, right? Because I want to make sure I spend as much time as I can as possible with her. But when women create an environment where the guy doesn't want to come home because he knows that it's going to be like turmoil when he comes home, that can weigh heavily on the guy. It really can, especially if he's the guy that he knows he's taking care of things financially. So once again, I'm not telling you to take less from your husband, but, you know, give us some leeway. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're not being, that was a little mouse. You know, make sure that you're not an issue for him when he comes home. You know what I'm saying? Be his peace. So I got to say about that. And another thing that I would say, as for like a week after being furloughed, is I've had more focus on my business, right? And thinking about other ways of making money, even though I have residual income right now. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, when you lose a job, I'm telling you, the wheels start turning. And, you know, as far as being a man, the first thing you're thinking of is, how can I make more money? How can I make money, period, right now? Because I may not have any income coming in right now. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important to have residual income. And I've had some time to reflect on my YouTube channel, as far as like, you know, how I'm going to build it. How I'm going to get to the next level. I think that it's time to get to the next level. I think it's time for me to actually, you know, start building this channel a lot more, going on live a lot more, doing some of the interactions that I said I wanted to do earlier in this channel. Doing that mental health podcast that I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I want to do with this channel. But I'm telling you, when you get furloughed or, laid off, terminated, whatever, you know what I'm saying, especially being a man, it makes you reflect on a lot of things. It makes you reflect on, taking a step back and be like, what direction is my life going in right now, right? What am I doing to better myself? Have I been in a job right now that I got laid off from that I've been stagnant and I haven't even tried to elevate? I haven't tried to get another job. I haven't tried to get a raise or anything like that. There's one guy, no shade to him, he's at my job right now. It seemed like he's been in the same position for a very long time, and it doesn't seem like he wants to move up. Now, like I said, there's no shade to him. It's just, I know in my personal opinion, I think as far as being a guy, you should always be looking at the next level. You should always be trying to put yourself to the next level. And I've seen so many guys that have been very stagnant and get very comfortable in a job. And it's not really a good thing. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? Case in point, being furloughed and folks don't have any income coming in because they didn't put the work in to actually have other sources of income coming in, right? But anyway, drop some comments, comment section below. Let me know what y'all think. I've been talking about money a lot this month, so I'm gonna keep doing that, and even into April, because it's time to get this money, y'all. All right. So you want to discuss topic or subject within the benefits of your channel, email me at asog757@gmail.com. My email address, just below. Say so G, signing out. I'm gone.